Morning up, boys. Hope you're all staying safe in this unprecedented time. Hope you and your fun are well in your bubbles. Basically today is going to be kind of like a recap on what we've covered today in our Zoom session. So this is kind of for both Year 11 business classes. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little quick rundown on what we covered in Zoom today. The way this is going to work is the Zooms, it's obviously really cool if you guys can catch those live. I posted the times for those Zoom calls in Google Classroom, but obviously I understand that everybody's bubbles are different, and if you can't make those times, then that's completely okay. And as I was just saying to some boys before, even if you arrive to that Zoom late, that's completely fine. I'll be there for that full hour for any questions that you guys might have about the content that I post in Classroom. So today, what we went over is we went over some NZQA resources that you guys have access to for your prelims and for your exam. So essentially, what you guys need to do is you need to go onto your internet browser and type in nzqa.govt.nz. Okay, and that'll take you to this page here. What happens when you're on this page is that you'll need to see up here where it says home, you'll go across to NCEA, you'll see a little drop down menu, you go all the way down to subjects and you click that one. After that, you'll be able to see all of the available subjects that NZQA has resources for. So if you take any of these other subjects or you're doing exams for any of these other subjects, which I'm sure you are, this is where you can then choose those subjects and look at resources for that. So this is kind of like a not just for business, but for all of the subjects that you do. So we'll click on business studies, and then that will take us to this page. So it looks quite messy, and I can understand how this could be quite confusing for you. But the only thing that we kind of want to look at right now is this thing right up the top where it says standards. Okay. Because we're level 1, we're going to click on level 1 standards, and that'll take us to this page. Essentially all this does is this shows us all of the standards that are available for us through NZQA, both internal and external. So you guys should be able to see the 3 internal assessments that we've completed. So we've got marketing mix, human resources, and our market day assessment. And then right up here, you'll see that there is a unit standard available for 2 credits and then 3 externals. But obviously for business studies, we're only focusing on 1 external, and that is this one right up the top. So demonstrate an understanding of internal features of a small business. So 90837. We've already done 2 of the units for this one. So essentially all of our mahi during lockdown is going to be kind of focused on preparing for this exact exam. So you'll see here they've got achievement standards for 3 different years. Essentially all this is an official NZQA document that states the different achievement criteria that takes you from achieved, merit to excellence. And it states all of the things kind of needed to kind of hit those levels. It's a very broad document though. I'll show you in a little bit a more accurate depiction of how you get these different grades. So this document is quite important, but it's probably not one that you'll spend too much time looking at. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this bit where it says search standards and assessment. Obviously we keep business studies as it is, we keep level 1 as it is, but what we do want to do is click this drop down, and then we'll go all the way down to exams and exemplars. So we'll click that one. You'll notice nothing happens automatically. We actually have to press search to bring up the new page. And this will show you all of the past exams and some exemplars for the last 10 years essentially. Which is a little bit scary for me. Makes me feel a little bit old but still young in a weird way, because they've got the papers that I did when I was at Kura back in 2011, 12 and 13. So a little bit strange, but nonetheless, here we go. So 90837 is the one that we want to focus on. And basically what we can see here is that we've got examination papers for the last so many years. So what I'd recommend that you guys do is, especially for the units that we've covered in class, that you search these examination papers for those types of questions. So for example, I just clicked on the 2018 Business Studies exam. This one's on ownership structures. So we know that we've done this question. So what I'd recommend that you do is go back to your notes and then complete these questions in your own time. Because this is a PDF, you won't be able to write in it directly. But one thing that you can do is you can kind of keep the question on your screen, and you can write it down with a pen and paper if you wish to. You should also be able to just copy and paste the question into a Google Doc. That would probably be quite good. And failing that, yeah, you probably have to find a way to make sure that you can look at the question and then answer it correctly. So we have pretty much entire exams here for the last 10 years. If I would recommend focusing on probably the more recent exams, so start at the top and then go down, just due to the fact that as you guys can see before, the achievement standards changed from 2015, 17 to 19. So that means that there are kind of different criteria or evolving criteria for those specific years. So what is expected for Achieved Merit Excellence in 2011 will be very different to what is expected for Achieved Merit Excellence for 2020 and for 2019. And yeah, pretty much make sure that you work from the top down. And yeah, the last thing that we're going to cover now is looking at basically the marking schedules. How can you guys start to target those merits, target those excellences, think about the types of answers and the depth that you need to be writing in to hit those levels. So we're going to go back up to our little drop down, and we're going to click on reports and schedules. Make sure that you click search. And as you can see, it's going to bring up assessment schedules for each year. Now again, we click the PDF, and what this will do is this will bring up the marking criteria for that paper. So let's just say that you open the 2018 exam, you answered question 1, and now you're thinking, well, how did I do? Am I on track for achieved? Am I on track for merit? Am I on track for excellence? Is there something that I missed? How can I improve my answer? Did I include enough business knowledge? All of those things. What you can do is you can look at what NZQA deems to be acceptable for all those 3 levels, so for achieved, merit, and excellence. So as you can see down here, this is what we use to mark prelims, and this is what NZQA examiners will use to mark exams. So it's very important that you go through this assessment schedule yourself and kind of look at the bullet points. So think, okay, well, did I do this? Did I define the term sole trader? Did I describe an advantage? Did I describe a disadvantage? And essentially build your way up. So start at achieved, think, okay, did I do the bullet points? And then work your way up. Okay, well, did I explain one advantage of a sole trader? And if you're thinking, well, what's the difference between describing and explaining? That's when you go up here and you have a look at, well, this is what describing is, this is what explaining is, and then the depth needed for excellence, which is to fully explain, this is what's needed. So start with these little drop downs, start with the bullet points, and if you're not sure whether you've hit the criteria for achieved, merit, or excellence, then it is best to jump up here and have a look at what NZQA reckons. In addition to this, boys, if you are looking at assessment schedules and you are still confused, then please do send your answers to me. That is especially what our Zoom calls are kind of for. What I want us to be able to do is kind of do our mahi, but then also have a space every single week where you guys can bring your questions to me. If you have any burning questions about your work, if you want to share your work with me, that is a space where we have that dedicated hour to focus on what you guys are doing. So keep your eyes closed to the classroom. all of the learning content for these questions, for these units, is going to be posted on there. I'm going to try and keep it interactive with videos and all that good stuff. But yeah, obviously, if you have any questions about any of this, feel free to ask me. You guys know my email. You can also ask the questions in Classroom. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. That's what we did today in our Zoom call. So yeah, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.